Good morning. Let's start the daily discussion. The first topic is a topic on economy. That's T plus 0, an instant settlement cycle. The Security and Exchange Board of India, the capital market regulator, is at the forefront of revolutionizing settlement cycle in the secondary market or secondary share market for the equity cash segment. This is the news regarding that. So, how long it will take for settlement? That means when a person apply for a share and the share is coming to or allocated to him, so the settlement is done. And when he sell the share, the money is returned to his account. This is how long or how many days this takes for this activity is known as the settlement. Okay. And by proposing a paradigm shift to T plus 0 same day, means settlement will be done the same day. The day the share is given, so the settlement will be done on the same day. This is the new revolutionary steps taken by the Security and Exchange Board of India. By proposing a paradigm shift to T plus 0 same day settlement and an optional settlement instant settlement cycle, SEBI aims to align equity trading with contemporary investors' preferences by leveraging popular instant payment methods like the Unified Payment Interface (UPI). So, what is T in settlement cycle? The T in settlement cycle denotes the day on which a transaction or trade occurs, representing the transaction date. Okay, the settlement cycle. Okay, so the settlement cycle expressed as T plus N. N means the number of days. Indicates the number of days after the transaction date. T is the transaction date. N is the plus N is the number of days by which the trade settlement concludes. Okay, means how many days the trade settlement concludes. That is known as the T plus. Evolution settlement cycle. Over the years, SEBI has played a pivotal role in streamlining settlement cycles. In 2002, the settlement cycle was reduced from 5 days, T plus 5 days to 3 plus 3 days. That means earlier, before 2002, it was T plus 5 days, means it took 5 days to settle the issue or the share allotment and the necessary financial issues. But they are reduced to T plus 3, means within 3 days, maximum 3 days. Subsequently, 2003, it was further shortened to T plus 2. Okay, in the most recent development, the settlement of funds and security transaction to T plus 1 cycle, fully implemented by January 2023. So by January 2023, the T plus 1 settlement was the rules. That means, so within 1 day or 24 hours, the settlement was done in the secondary share market. Okay. And next is the recent decision T plus 0. That means on the same day, the settlement will be completed. Okay. So this is known as the T plus 0 settlement. Okay, phase 1 is T plus 0 settlement cycle. SEBI envisions an optional T plus 0 settlement cycle for trades until 1:30 p.m. with the goal of settling funds and security on the same trading day by 4:30 p.m. If this comes okay, so SEBI envisions an optional T plus 0 settlement cycle for traders until 1:30 p.m. If this is done before 1:30 p.m., the settlement will be done by 4:30 p.m. on the same day without taking a single day even. Phase 2 instant settlement cycle. This phase introduces an optional immediate trade by trade settlement encompassing both funds and securities with trading permitted until 3:30 p.m. That means trading will continue 3:30 p.m. and the settlement will be done in the same day. That is the immediate one or instant one. Okay. The rollout strategy, SEBI proposes the initial rollout of T+0 settlement for the top 500 listed equity shares in the three trends 200, 200 and 100. Based on market capitalization, this strategic approach aligns with the dynamic changes observed in the Indian security market, characterized by increasing volume, value and participants. Because in the Indian capital market, so the number of participants is increasing, the volume of trading is increasing, so also the value of trading per day. So under these challenging circumstances, so in SEBI want to make the T+0 settlement functional in India. No doubt it is a very big challenge, but still after the latest trend in the international global market, SEBI want to launch this facility in Indian stock market also. So benefit, what is the benefit of this proposed settlement cycle? The new settlement cycle enable faster payout of funds against securities for sellers and vice versa, providing enhanced flexibility and responsiveness to investors' needs. The acceleration, so reading it again, the new settlement cycle enable faster payout of funds against security for sellers and vice versa. In case someone sells the share, within 1 day, he will get back the cash in his account. And if someone purchases the share, in the same day, the amount will be debited from his account. So, providing enhanced flexibility and responsiveness to investors' needs. Security market ecosystem. The acceleration of payout is expected to significantly contribute to the efficiency and liquidity of the securities market ecosystem, reflecting SEBI's commitment to fostering a robust and dynamic financial landscape. Okay. So this is what. So this will definitely facilitate or attract the customers more to the security market, because on the same day they will be able to get their when someone sell it, okay. So this is definitely this will be a revolutionary step in Indian capital market, when on the same day the settlement will be completed, and the acceleration of payout is expected to significantly contribute to the efficiency and liquidity of the securities market ecosystem, reflecting SEBI's commitment to fostering a robust and dynamic financial landscape. Fine. Then next topic is an economy topic. Center hikes copra MSP by 250 to 300 per quintal for 2024. The Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs, headed by the Finance Minister, has sanctioned the minimum support price of copra for upcoming 2024 session. MSP announced for 24 sessions, nurturing farmers' income. Fair average quality of milling copra is 11,160 per quintal. Bulk copra is 12,000 per quintal. So milling copra is used for oil extraction. Mining copra finds its primary use in the extraction of oil, playing a crucial role in various industrial applications, that is used industrially also. Kerala and Tamil Nadu are major producers. Bulk or edible copra, dry fruits and religious use. Bulk copra, on the other hand, serves as dual purpose, being consumed as a dry fruits and utilized in religious ceremonies. Karnataka is the major producer of this bulk copra. Understanding the MSP, minimum support price is the minimum price set by the government for crops deemed remunerative to farmers, providing them with economic support. Okay, this is the CACP. Okay, Commission on Agricultural Cost and Prices fixes the MSP of different products. So this is the minimum price set by the government. So especially the CACP, Commission on Agricultural Cost and Prices, which fixes the minimum price of this products, and these crops remunerate to the farmers, providing them with economic support. Government, so MSP is a guarantee to the farmers that the price of the product will not go below this level, even in case of a bumper crop harvest. Okay, even in case of a bumper harvest, the price is not going to fall below this minimum support price declared by the CACP, Commission on Agricultural Cost and Prices. Fine. So government agency procure crop at MSP whenever they engage in procurement activity. Like example, you can say paddy procurement is being done in Odisha at present in different mandis. So the price is the MSP, and some state government are also giving bonus over and above the MSP set by the central government. The central government fixed the MSP for the entire country for different crops. And state governments are being allowed to go for adding the bonus to the price declared by the central government. Okay. Amidst various crops, the Commission on Agricultural Cost and Prices, as I told, CACP plays a pivotal role in recommending MSP for 23 mandated crops. So that includes food grains, oil seeds, commercial crops, etc. Alongside fair and remunerative price for sugarcane. The recommendation put forth by the CACP received approval from the Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs (CCEA), solidifying the government's commitment to agricultural welfare. So list of crop covered by the MSP includes the cereals include paddy, wheat, barley, jowar, bajra, maize and ragi. Pulses includes gram, ahar, tur dal, moong, urad and lentil. Oilseed includes groundnut, rapeseed, mustard, soybean, sunflower seed, sesame, safflower seed and Niger seed. Commercial crop include raw cotton, raw jute, copra, sugarcane. So for sugarcane, it is the fair and remunerative price, not the MSP, because government declared the fair and remunerative price for sugarcane. But for all others, it is the minimum support price. Then the next topic is, and this MSP is a guarantee to the farmers against any price fluctuation, even in case of a bumper harvest. Okay. Next topic. So pesticide poisoning. Recent years have witnessed a distressing trend in Maharashtra, a region susceptible to drought and crop failures. Okay. And pesticide poisoning has emerged as a lethal threat, claiming the lives of numerous farmers and farm workers. Notably, the Abamatal districts has reported 20 farmer deaths attributed to pesticide poisoning since 2017, with many others suffering from various health complications. So the issue is pesticide poisoning. Okay, what that is? Understanding pesticide, types of pesticides encompassing both chemical and biological substances are designed to prevent, destroy or control damage from pests. With application in both agricultural and non-agricultural domains, these substances, when misused, overused or sold illegally, pose significant risk to human health and the environment. Types of pesticides: a diverse arsenal. Insecticides, chemicals protecting plants from insects and pests, fall under this category called insecticides. Okay, then comes the fungicides. Okay, so designed to control the spread of fungal disease in plants, they are called the fungicides. The fungus are another threat to the plants, and fungicides protect the plants from the fungal infection. Herbicides, chemical targeting the growth of weeds in the cultivation area, called they are called herbicides. Herbs or herbicides that check the growth of weed, because in paddy field or in all agricultural field there is weeds. Okay, so then comes the biopesticides, driven from animal, plant, bacteria, etc. These offer a biological alternative to the chemical pesticides. Others encompassing plant growth regulators, nematicides, rodenticides for the rodents, and fumigates. Pesticide poisoning a silent threat. Okay, so then pesticide poisoning is silent threat. The term pesticide poisoning refers to the adverse effect of pesticide exposure on humans or animals, manifesting in various health issues. Classifications: Acute poisoning resulting from a high dose exposure is in a short period, leading to immediate health consequences. Chronic poisoning caused by prolonged exposure to low doses, resulting in long-term damage to organs and bodily systems. Statistics and global recognitions. The World Health Organization identifies pesticide poisoning as a significant cause of death among agricultural workers globally. Government action in 2023. The government, recognizing the severity of this issue, has banned 3 additional insecticides in 2023, that is dicophol, dinacrof and methomel, adding to the list that already includes monocrotophos. Monocrotophos is the most poisonous and banned pesticide around the world, but it is used widely in India, and even at present, after even the government ban, this is used in India. That is called the monocrotophos. Okay, that is the most widely or misused pesticide is monocrotophos in Indian agriculture. Regulating pesticides in India. The legislative landscape. Legal framework. Insecticide Act 1968 govern the registration, manufacture and sale of pesticides in India. Insecticides Rules 1917 supplement the Act, providing detailed guidelines for regulation. Administration administered by the Department of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare under the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare. Issues regarding the use of pesticides. Symptoms. Chronic low level pesticide exposure is linked to various nervous system symptoms including headache, fatigue, dizziness, tension, anger, depression, impaired memory, Parkinson's disease and Alzheimer's disease. Effect on consumers. Biomagnification. Pesticides, by moving through the environment and entering soil or water system, accumulate in the aquatic animals, plants and humans through a process known as the biomagnification. Effects on agriculture. Contributes. Decades of pesticide use contribute significantly to current ecology, economic and essential crisis in the Indian agricultural sector, because indiscriminate use of chemical pesticides over the years has resulted in that one of the biggest tragedy in Indian agriculture, and people are being affected by various health hazards due to their exposure to pesticides. Okay, so then decades of pesticide use contribute significantly to the current ecological, economic and essential crisis in the Indian agriculture all over the country. So you know that in Punjab, so it is having vicarious impact. A cancer train runs from Punjab. In Odisha also the situation is going to be grave. So recent survey locate so many health tragedy linked to that pesticide misuse or bad impact of pesticide use. Regulatory issues. The Insecticide Act 1968, a central act, governs education and research related to insecticides, creating regulatory challenges. Over 100 pesticide skills approved for use in India are banned in other countries. So the global ban on 100 pesticides are used in India. Okay. Okay, coming back. So, regulatory framework: enforcement, strictly enforce regulations to curb illegal sale of misuse of pesticides. Penalties: implement penalty for violations of pesticide use guidelines. The government support: financial assistance, provide financial support to farmers for adopting safer and sustainable agricultural practices, potentially through subsidy for organic farming, integrated pest management, and safer pesticides than the chemical pesticide which harm the human health and the environment. Community awareness program. So, conduct community level awareness campaign to educate people about the risk associated with the pesticide use. Community involvement: involve local community in monitoring and reporting cases of misuse of poisoning. Compensation mechanism. Okay, so establish, set up to compensate. Set up a compensation mechanism for victims of pesticide poisoning. Efficiency: ensure a swift and transparent process for filing claims and receiving compensation for medical expenses and economic losses. Okay, so this is about the pesticide poisoning, which is growing in the country and is a big concern for all. Then India's black tiger. The Indian government disclosed the Rajya Sabha the existence of distinct group of tigers known as the black tigers residing exclusively in Odisha's Similpal tiger reserve. This rare color variant of the Bengal tiger, though not a distinct species, captures attention due to its unique coat coloration stemming from a genetic mutation. So, what is genetic mutation? The distinct coat color and patterning of the black tiger results from a single mutation in the transmembrane antipeptidase gene, giving rise to pseudo-melanemics. Not a separate species, black tiger are not a separate species, but rather a rare color variant of the Bengal tiger, making them unique in appearance. And Simple Tiger Reserve was established as a tiger reserve in 1956 and became a part of the tiger reserve in 1973 when the Project Tiger was launched in India in 1973. So Similpal was added in the Project Tiger list, and it became Biosphere Reserve in 1994 as per the UNESCO Man and Biosphere Network, and declared the Biosphere Reserve by the Government of India and the UNESCO in 1994. The UNESCO World Network of Biosphere Reserve contributing to global biodiversity conservation. Mayurbhanj Elephant Reserve. Similpal is a vital component of the Similpal Kuldia Hadgad Elephant Reserve, known as the Mayurbhanj Elephant Reserve. It is not only confined to Mayurbhanj but to other districts also. Okay. Wildlife abundance in Similpal. Rich fauna. Similpal boasts a diverse area of wildlife, including tiger, elephant, various bird species, and amphibians. To tribal communities, the reserve is not only a wildlife haven but also home to two indigenous tribes, the Kharias and the VANIKIAS, actively engaging in traditional agricultural practices. Okay. The mastery of the black tigers. Genetic basis. The occurrence of black tiger in Similpal is attributed to the geographic isolation of the region, leading to inbreeding among genetically related individuals. That is the reason why this black tiger, the black tiger gene led to the origin of the black tiger in Similpal. Okay. So, in a recent legal development, next topic is a political topic, but the tribunals. In a recent legal development, the Supreme Court addressed the limitation of tribunals, particularly in the case of Union of India and OAS versus the Commodore N.K. Sharma. You know, the class is 130. Tribunals cannot compel the government to formulate policies. The Supreme Court's ruling in this case clarified several key points. A recent legal development, the Supreme Court addressed the limitations of tribunals, particularly in the case of Union of India. About this, Air Commodore N.K. Sharma. The Supreme Court ruling in this case clarified several key points regarding the authority and boundary of tribunals, particularly the Armed Forces Tribunal. No policy directives. Tribunal in the Armed Forces Tribunal lack the authority to direct the government to create specific policies. The formulation of policy remains okay. Okay. The Supreme Court ruling in this case clarified several key points regarding the authority and the boundary of the tribunal, particularly in the Armed Forces Tribunal. No policy directives. Tribunal in the Armed Forces Tribunal lack the authority to direct the government to create specific policies. The formulation of policy remain within the exclusive domain of the executive. Judicial constraint. Despite posing powers akin to a civil court, the Armed Forces Tribunal does not possess the overarching authority of the Supreme Court or the High Courts. Moreover, High Courts acting under Article 226 of the Constitution cannot mandate policy creation by the government. Article 226 powers. Article 226 grant High Court the authority to file lawsuits against government entities in case of violation of citizens' rights. However, this authority does not extend to directing the government to create specific policy. Government prerogative. The establishment and sanctioning of policy related to defense personnel, services or regularization falls solely within the prerogative of the government. Tribunal constraint. A tribunal functioning within the framework of the governing legislation lacks the power to mandate policy creation, underscoring the separation of power. Tribunal as a quasi-judicial institution play a crucial role in resolving administrative or tax-related disputes, undertaking functions such as adjudication, decision making and reviewing administrative action. Constitutional provisions establishing legal foundations. Incorporation in the Constitution, tribunal were introduced into the Indian Constitution through the 42nd Amendment Act 1976. Article 322-23A, this constitutional provision deals specially with administrative tribunals, granting the power to establish tribunal for public service matters. Article 323B, it extends the scope to tribunals for other matters, providing authority to both Parliament and the state legislature for their establishment. This is there a separate range of judicial in the judiciary. Okay, so the distinct aspect, Article 322 focuses on public services matters, while Article 323B covers a range of subjects allowing for a hierarchy of tribunals. Article 262, the Constitution assigns a role to the central government in adjudicating interstate river conflicts along regional government. Okay. Then different tribunals in India, varied rules and responsibility. Administrative tribunals, specialized bodies for public service disputes are called the administrative tribunals, like the Odisha administrative tribunals, which have been abolished recently. In Odisha, we have the Odisha Administrative Tribunal or SAT, State Administrative Tribunal Odisha, but they have been abolished. Instituted under the Administrative Tribunal Act 1985, they address disputes relating to recruitment and terms of service by individual and public post under the Union Government and the State Government. There is SAT. There is CAT and CAT in the Central Administrative Tribunal and SAT in the states. The Central Administrative Tribunal along with the state specific and joint tribunals fulfill the role of the specialized quasi-judicial entities. But Odisha has recently abolished the SAT. So the Water Dispute Tribunal resolving interstate water dispute, the Interstate River Water Dispute Act 1956 enacted by Parliament. This legislation indicates established various water dispute tribunals, so the Cabinet Tribunal, the Mahanadi Tribunal recently, to address conflict related to the interstate rivers. Standalone tribunals, the Interstate River Water Dispute Amendment Bill 2019 introduced a standalone tribunal to streamline the resolutions process for water dispute, means single tribunal for all disputes. Armed Forces Tribunal ensuring military justice, establishment formed under the Armed Forces Tribunal Act 2007. The Armed Forces Tribunal adjudicates disputes and complaints concerning commission, appointment and conditions of services of armed forces personnel. Composition: judicial members including retired High Court judge and administrative members, retired armed forces personnel contribute to this composition of the Armed Forces Tribunal. Okay. National Green Tribunal, preserving the environmental harmony. Formation established under the National Green Tribunal Act 2010. The NGT expedites resolutions of the environmental disputes comprising judges and environmental specialists. The Income Tax Appellate Tribunal addressing tax disputes, section 252 of the Income Tax Act 1961 empowers the central government to constitute appellate tribunal featuring judicial members and accountant members. Okay. This is about the tribunal, and right now the tribunals are under news because government is trying to go for a single tribunal. Okay, so then is the FIST, the Vikram Sarabhai Space Center of the Indian Space Organization has introduced a sophisticated analysis tool called the FIST, designed to conduct a finite element analysis (FEA) for a diverse range of structures, including rockets, aircraft, satellite, and buildings. About FIST is acronym for Finite Element Analysis of Structures, represents a cutting-edge FEA software developed by the Vikram Sarabhai Space Center. FEA stands for Finite Element Analysis. Is a computerized method employed for predicting how structures or components respond to real-world forces, encompassing structural loads, thermal conditions, and various physical efforts encountered during operational conditions. Okay. Then Smart Lander for Investing Moon SLIM mission. The Japanese Aerospace Exploration Agency JAXA proudly announced the successful entry of its Smart Lander for investigation Moon into lunar orbit, making it the significant achievement in the lunar exploration. So this is the Japanese issue. SLIM is an experimental mission orchestrated to demonstrate precise and accurate lunar landing. Launched by JAXA or the Japanese Space Agency in September 2023, SLIM embarked on its lunar exploration journey alongside the SCRIMS, a next generation X-ray space telescope aboard the H-2A rocket. As part of this mission, SLIM is set to develop two small rovers named the Lunar Excursion Vehicle 1 and 2, contributing to the study of the lunar surface, collection of the temperature and radiation data, and exploration of the moon's mantle. Scheduled for a soft landing on the lunar surface in January, SLIM aims to touch down within a 100-meter radius of its design point. The chosen site is near the Soili crater, positioned at 13.3 degrees south to 25.2 degrees east. SLIM incorporates crossable 3D printed aluminum lattice landing legs, strategically designed to observe the impact of touchdown and ensure proper orientation on the lunar surface. Okay. Then the next topic is citizen participation is key to the success of governance. This is the answer, long answer writing. In recent times, the government is focusing on e-governance to catalyze rural development. It is important to set the agenda for e-governance in rural areas since India is predominantly a rural country with 2/3 population and 70% workforce residing in the rural areas. Further, rural economy constitutes nearly 50% of the national income. In this context, the government has taken several initiatives such as the e-Panchayat, e-Gram, e-Chowpal, e-Sanjeevani, Bhumi, e-Seva, etc., which have added significant value to the governance process. However, the success of any governance initiative is based on citizen participation and engagement. It is required due to the democratic setup and diversity of India. Also, it is essential in all public policies, especially in e-governance design for rural areas in the following ways. Citizen participation ensures that citizens are treated as valued customers in public service delivery, as it ensures that program and policy are designed after understanding social cultural factors, affordability as well as other expectations of the people. It will reduce the conflict of the confusion with regard to the policy schemes and make it more coherent since it is people driven. Local people can state their needs and the government can make them aware of the technological alternatives available to them in order to find the best fit for the community. The apprehension of impact of digitization on repetitive job in rural area can be minimized by making the involved members aware of the opportunities. It could also reduce the trust deficit between the government and the people because there is a big gap between the government and the people. Citizen can be the most effective partner in improving the quality and timely delivery of services by proper and timely feedback. Involving citizens would empower certain people as digital champions, which could then provide thrust to the e-government agenda. As the association of community members would increase the accessibility and adoption rates of a e-governance service through peer learning. It makes citizens more accountable and responsible in the formulation and implementation of the public policy by developing a sense of belongingness and ownership. It will help in improving the position of marginalized and vulnerable groups that are often neglected since their voice could not be heard in the process. It will help in developing long-term sustainable e-governance and outcome-focused initiatives owing to superior monitoring by the people. Other results and sustainability aspect could directly impact the citizens themselves. Fine. Interestingly, rural India has a 20% higher presence of internet users than the urban area in the country. Moreover, growth in the internet users in the rural area has also been significantly higher than in urban areas in 2019. The government focus on to bring e-governance in rural area has come at an opportunity time. The higher the citizen participation, the better is the overall governance and its effect on the socio-economic outcome and the well-being. Then coming to the MCQs, which of the following statement is incorrect about the liquidity trap? So liquidity trap is high personal spending is witnessed in the economy. That means people spend more. So there is a crash crunch which is called as the liquidity trap. The trap in the crunch of the cash. Answer is D. Consider the following statement. It is incorrect. All the three are correct. Interest rates are so low that people almost do not invest in hands. The speculative money demand function is definitely elastic in the situation. The expansionary monetary policy for stimulate economic growth. Okay. And high personal spending is witnessed in the economy. So incorrect is D. Consider the following statement. The currency deposit ratio is the proportion of the total deposit commercial bank keep at reserve. That is correct. The reserve deposit ratio is the ratio of money held by the public in currency to that held in the bank's deposit. Here both are correct. Consider the following statement about the cash reserve ratio. A high cash reserve ratio decreases the value of the money multiplier. Okay. Bank get interest on the money kept with the RBI under the cash reserve ratio. No, this is wrong. The cash reserve ratio can be maintained either in gold or cash. Yes. 1 and 3 are correct, 2 is incorrect. So here only 2 are correct because option 2 is incorrect. Consider the following statement with respect to the financial market. They provide liquidity to financial assets, right? They are classified on the basis of maturity of financial instrument traded in them. So both are correct. Which of the following statement is correct regarding the primary market? It deals with only debt instrument. It deals with the trading of existing shares only. The price. A primary market deals only the primary share of the first time. D is the right answer. Now the following statement, a step taken by the government of India to create conducive environment for sustainable energy growth. Okay. So there is a waiver of interstate transition charge for electricity generated from one solar and wind power for peak duration. The limit of open access has been reduced to 100 kilowatt, paving the way for small consumer to purchase renewable energy. For renewable energy produced beyond the obligation, renewable energy certificate is issued. So all the three are correct. 7. Consider the following statement with reference to the PRIX Versailles. It is announced every year by UNESCO. It is aimed at in memory of the signing of the Treaty of Versailles. So only one option is correct. But the following statement with reference to the project Prayas. It was launched to commemorate the International Migrants Day. Okay, right. The project will be assisted by the International Organization Migration Development Fund. So both are correct here. Then National Mathematics Day is observed in memory of Srinivas Ramanujan. Consider the following statement regarding the Indian Ocean Rim Association (IORA). All the country bordering Indian Ocean are member of Indian Ocean Rim Association. No. All the BIMSTEC country are member of the Indian Ocean Rim Association. No. The goal of Indian Ocean Rim Association is to strengthen regional cooperation and sustainable development within the Indian Ocean region. This is right. So only one is correct because 1 and 2 are incorrect.